Welcome back to Pioneers Sideline here, episode 161 coming at you. Now we're going to bring back Kelsie Metzgar. You're talking about the road ahead for the men's team as now they enter the KIAC tournament here. We're going to take a look at the standings again real fast, seeing what the men did this year to really get themselves back into this KIAC after a rough start, not starting off too well. They did a good job of getting themselves back into solid play here, finishing up the season. 14-10 overall, as that graphic will be was updated there as they won on Saturday against that team. 8-7 they're going to finish, but the Pioneers, a good job there, especially their first year here, Kelsie, to really get themselves in a good position moving into this conference tournament.
Exactly. I think you said it all there, Chris. It is a very good first year for them, and, you know, first year, new teams, new conference, and that's what they are looking for, is a good start. They finished over 500. They finished better than people expected them to.
Yeah, and a lot of it we saw in the first matchup against teams, they really didn't look too good, whereas in the second matchup, they came out much stronger, really bolstering themselves up in the rankings a little bit, helping themselves out to really feel a little bit more situated in the conference.
Exactly. Point Park has looked much better in their second matchup against a lot of these teams, and they've won a lot more of these games, and that has really helped them throughout the stretch.
Now the Pioneers, there's several opponents still available for them to go against here in the quarterfinals of the KIAC tournament. Here's the Pioneers still undecided who they're going to be. It's between Cincinnati Christian, Indiana East, and Berea College. Now, Kelsie, when you look at those three teams, if you're the Pioneers, who do you really want to end up playing?
Well, you take a look at those teams, and I think if you look at the Indiana team, if I'm Point Park, if I'm this team, I do not want to play them. This is a very tough team to play. You take the Berea team, and I think they have a 50-50 shot at winning this. They got to keep the defense up, and they have to, you know, keep their offense the way that it's been playing. The defense can come through for them. I think they can beat Berea. And then you look at Cincinnati Christian, who I believe they should be able to beat in that game. But you take a look at their last matchup against Cincinnati Christian, and they took them down to the wire. So I think any game is really going to be a tough test for this Pioneer team.
Yeah, how big do you think it really is for Cincinnati Christian of really taking the Pioneers down to the wire? We saw in the first matchup they pushed the Pioneers in the second half, but the Pioneers found a way to pull away. That second matchup, especially at Point Park's home gym, Cincinnati was able to come in and really push the Pioneers down to that final buzzer. How do you really think that's going to affect them, having a little bit of the momentum on their side?
Oh, that's a huge factor. I mean, Cincinnati Christian definitely has the momentum. Yes, they lost the game, but at the same time, they proved that they can stay with it and they can take this Point Park team down to the wire and possibly beat them.
Yeah, Point Park's definitely going to want to come out with a much stronger presence. You mentioned Indiana East, a very tough team. The Pioneers got swept by, got run off the floor in the first matchup, came back a little bit more competitive in the second matchup. But Berea is one of those teams that's a little confusing. You said 50-50 the first match. Pioneers didn't look too good, but looked really good in the second matchup against Berea College. What do you think is going to be a big factor if the Pioneers end up facing them?
I think it's down to, you know, what we've seen all season with this Pioneer team. I think the whole team needs to show up. You know, you can't just rely on that offense. That defense has to show that, you know, they're there to play and they're there to win. And if they all show up, then, you know, the Pioneers will win. Good
stuff there, Kelsie. Now we're going to look at the women's side. Here's where we're going to bring back Tim Hardy here talking women's action. And we're going to bring up the standings to see what happened there for the women in this regular season. See how they did as we bring in Tim Hardy, literally and figuratively. And now, Tim, Pioneers, they finished first overall in the conference, getting the home court advantage. How big is that for them in this KIAC tournament?
It comes real big, Chris. You know, when it comes to this team being able to get home field advantage throughout the thing, just being able to feel good on being on top is a big boost for Point Park.
Yeah, the Pioneers, a good job in the regular season. Now, we've seen a little bit in the last couple of weeks. They've had a little bit of a struggle on the offense side, but we touched base on that a little bit. But the defense, it's just, you have to compliment that. I mean, it's just been there. Ever since we got back to school from Christmas break, they have just been on fire.
And yes, you got to give a lot of credit to the defense, just being able to lock down and be able to play good players and be able to find ways to stop them good players on other teams. Just really good key for Point Park and how they win their games.
Now the Pioneers, it's already established that they are going to be playing Carlow University in the first matchup here at home at CCAC South. Tim, this will be the third time these two rivals met, and Carlow's pushed them in both meetings. It's definitely going to be another grudge match here, and the third time, this time for all the marbles in the KIAC tournament.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely a dogfight during these two teams. Both of them know their numbers. Both of them got their card for each other, and just expect Point Park to come out there. They might get a little banged up during this game. Hopefully they don't, but this game will be tough for them.
What do you see being the real big factor for the Pioneers trying to overcome Carlo in this game and move on to the semifinals at IU Southeast?
If you see when it comes to Point Park being able to find ways on the defensive end, you say they look good, but they just need to be able to find their key offensive roles and be able to find players to score while they're playing basketball.
Good stuff there, Tim, and thanks for Kelsie joining us here as well. We're taking a short commercial break and then finish up with the case of the week with Brittany Laufer, Zach Aaron, and Kyle Anthony. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on UView.